Welcome back, everyone. So we just recently talked about our favorite movies to watch to get us in the Halloween spirit. And we thought it'd be fun this time to actually talk about some scary movies that we just enjoy in general.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get right to it. So I will say we're kind of steering away from like the Freddys and the Jasons and all that kind of stuff. People talk about those movies all the time. I'm sure you've heard them talk to death.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wanted to pick some for me that not many people talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I don't know about her, but I'll let her start.
Mine are probably all real generic, so he does, like, we share his, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this one, I actually have not seen this in a long time. It's Jeepers Creepers. I've watched it once. It scared the bejesus out of me. And I actually found this today when we were out, like, regular hunting. And so I saw that and I was like, I'm going to try to watch this movie again. Because it's something about the eyes, like, it's just so, like, creepy. And it was just something about it. And so I was like, okay, I can't deal with things with eyes. And apparently that's, like, a big part of it because it freaked me out.
I do like how it's the best U.S. horror movie of the last 10 years from Ain't It Cool News. That seems legit. Alright, so for me, this is one that I remember like reading a lot of people talking about like this movie sucked and all this kind of stuff. I know we actually rather enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Cabin Fever.
Mm-hmm.
This one, what I do like about this is any kind of movie that doesn't steer far from like reality, I really enjoy because to me that makes it scarier because it's like, oh shit, like this could legit happen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't seen it, it's about these kids. It's been so long since I've seen it, but it's about these kids that go out and get this cabin out in the woods, which is, you know, a thing that happens in a lot of movies. There's like some like homeless guy or something like comes and like he obviously there's something wrong with them, and then everybody starts contracting this like violent flesh-eating virus. It's pretty gory, I'm not gonna lie, but like I said, that doesn't steer too far from reality because flesh-eating viruses exist. That is a thing. They may not be as extreme as what's going on in this movie, but
Not at all, but I mean, people lose limbs
Yeah.
from necrotizing fasciitis.
yeah, of course you would know the title.
Yes.
So
I had a patient who had it.
no, see, and that, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that the thought of that does like scare the fuck out of me. But who's to say that it doesn't evolve at some point and become that? And it was just obviously being out in the woods, and it's like you kind of really do wonder like if you were in this situation with your best friends, like how would you be treating each other?
Yeah.
Because
yeah, and then like the whole end scene,
oh yeah, the
kind of
ending,
like you're like shit.
yeah.
So I mean, it is really good.
And then they make a sequel where it's like at prom or something.
It didn't line up.
Yeah, I
if they
never
would have
watched
stuck with the end of this movie and
well, no, I think it does tie into this. I
Oh.
think that's why what happens in the second movie. I'm not sure, but it's no. I refuse to watch the second.
Yeah.
So.
This next series, it does follow the same classic lines, but I want to talk about a specific one. It's Chucky. Okay. Everybody watches Child's Play. Child's Play. The one I want to talk about is The Bride of Chucky. It is one that I watch every year at Halloween. I love it so much. It is the most 90s thing in the world. And it's so, like, I don't want to even do the whole it's so bad it's good thing. It really is good. It's just so 90s.
Yeah.
And it's so, it has like a little bit of a horror factor to it. But honestly, I don't think it's too scary for like teen-aged kids and up.
Yeah.
It didn't, I was never scared watching this movie. I was never scared watching Child's Play. I thought it was ridiculous. But.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Child's Play.
I mean, I like it, but like the whole aspect of it never scared me.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
I was like, my mom was like, a lot of people like are terrified of that movie, and I was like, huh.
I will say, the only thing I remember from The Bride of Chucky was in the commercials. It was on all the time. It's like, I'm starting to feel like Pinocchio, and I'm like, whoa. What the fuck? fuck.
It's that's what the whole thing. It's like just terrible.
Yeah. So next up for me, I just feel like I have to talk about it because I talked about the games a while ago, and well, perfect time to talk about it. Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a huge fan of the original 4, and yes, I did like 4. I understand why people didn't like it, but I did like it. I will say this is a pretty good adaptation of the game. Like, obviously the music's there, which is just perfect because I love the music. The atmosphere, they capture it just perfectly. There are things about the movie I don't necessarily like.
There are changes, let's put it that way.
There's too much gore also, I think. Because I didn't feel like Silent Hill was about that much gore, but I will say it was satisfying to see that annoying girl get her skin ripped off. I thought it was a good idea to have like a female lead. I don't know why. It seemed more fitting. Yeah, the actors do well. The makeup and costumes they did a really good job on. Like for the most part, they were trying to do as much practical as they could. Obviously, there's a lot of post production going on, but the fact like the little like contorted like little child thing that you see the first time, that's actually like a girl in a costume. And the straitjacket figure from the game, that's a guy like kind of learned to walk that way. So I mean, overall, for it being a video game movie, it was actually surprisingly good. The second one sucked. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I never saw it.
Thank you.
I refused to watch.
Thank you, whoever uploaded that to YouTube for free. Because no.
Never seen it. This next one is like an every guy kind of movie. It's Scream. So, I brought this out to be like, the Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, that kind of line of stuff, I do actually really enjoy. And I watch Scream every single year. And it comes on Netflix most years, so I will just stream it from Netflix most of the time while I'm at work. Fantastic.
I will admit I've never actually seen this movie. But I did dress up as the dude for Halloween like 3 years. So, I mean...
Poser!
Yeah. Hey, the costume was cool.
No, but for real, you've never seen this movie?
No. I mean, I think I've seen
you're watching
bits and pieces of it, but... No.
I mean, it's not the world's best movie, don't get me wrong. It's super, like...
I've seen Scary Movie enough to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it's...
To be honest.
I hate you. But it is really good.
So next up for me, one of the best movies ever made, I think. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So what I find funny about this is I remember seeing this movie all the time at the video rental store that was here in town. Actually, Hollywood Video right there. And I was like, man, I kind of want to watch that, but...
Don't waste the rental.
Yeah, I was weird when it came to like renting videos back in the day because, I couldn't do it very often. And when I did, I wanted to make sure it was going to be something I enjoyed. So I remember one year, I think it was on like Comcast, like on demand or something. I was like, I'm going to finally watch this. And I was just cracking up the entire time.
You loved it so much.
It's so stupid. But I mean, all things considered, I mean, to me, it's not a scary movie really in any way.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're afraid of clowns...
That's horrifying.
Yeah, possibly. But I mean, I love what they did, like the actual like costumes and everything look really good, and even to this day they look really good. The acting is questionable, but then again,
it is quite a B movie.
It is, but I mean, a top tier B movie in my opinion. Yeah,
I'm gonna say I'd put it at like a B plus. So this one is I recommend always picking up something like this. It's the AMC Cult Classics is what this one is, and it has Night of the Living Dead, House on Haunted Hill, Carnival of Souls. The other three I've never heard of before are Night Tide, Bluebeard, and Chamber of Horror. Well, I've heard of Chamber of Horrors. I love these. They're black and white, good old-fashioned horror movies. Along with this is the Boris Karloff's Mummy, the Frankenstein, Nosferatu. Those like vintage, really just well done, because they were done in black and white. They're originally artsy movies are just beautiful.
Since she had more to talk about than I did, I actually just thought of a movie that I did want to talk about that I saw last year for the first time. And I remember seeing it like all the time. Again, I think at a video rental store, and I'm like, that's stupid. The name is stupid. I don't want to say this. Pumpkinhead. You still haven't seen it, yeah. So I got intrigued when I saw like the visual effects for this movie, which, in my opinion, are freaking amazing. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like late 80s, I think. I could be wrong. But it still kind of solidifies my love for practical effects. And, I mean, it just... The thing is creepy. The actual, like, creature in the movie is creepy as hell. And it looks really good. Because you go back and watch some of those movies in the 80s, and you're like, wow, we thought that was, like, you know, real back in the day. No, I mean, they did a really good job. I don't know what the budget was for this movie, but most of it had to go to that freaking costume. Because if I saw that thing in person, no, I'm good.
So this next one, I have a dual movie here. I've never seen the other one, so I have no idea about that. But I suggest it. It's not a scary movie at all. It's Once Bitten. He's never seen it. I did not realize that until we started doing this, but it's so good. It was one of the first movies I like watched when I started really getting into movies. It actually came on TV one day, and I was like watching it, and I was like, this is really good. So then I bought it, and there's a lot more to it when you buy it, because it's like just sexy scenes and stuff are in there, but it's pretty much this dude, Jim Carrey, is a virgin, and he's trying to get laid with his girlfriend, and she gets all offended and is like not putting out, and so he ends up meeting a girl at a bar, or a woman at a bar, and she takes him back to her place, and she's a vampire, and the whole thing is how difficult it is for her to find a virgin in the 90s. So he is like, she has to hold on to him because he's the only one she's found. And it's fantastic. Yeah.
Speaking of clowns.
Which we were just talking about vampires, but alright, yeah.
Well, we were talking about clowns before. The new It. Now, we haven't seen Chapter 2. I mean, I've heard mixed things about it. But this one, in my opinion, was really good.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch the original as a kid. I know a friend of mine growing up, like, it's the reason why he's horrified of clowns. So I do like the fact that, you know, they're two different characters, really. Bill Skarsgård's version and Tim Curry's, which both I think are great. Tim Curry's for the time, it works, but obviously I feel like you need something a little bit more intense nowadays. And he just kills it. And I'm not really afraid of clowns, but this motherfucker scared me, I'm not gonna lie. The best scene in that movie is when they're the projector, though.
Yeah.
That scene did get me when he just comes out of that damn projector, the screen or whatever.
Yeah. This movie horrifies me. Dead silence. It is so good. Everybody, you know, we talked about Goosebumps in the last movie. And we talked about
Slappy.
Slappy.
I'm pretty sure it's his name.
Yeah, so we talked about Slappy in the other one. And, you know, that's kind of creepy, and he's a doll, and it's weird, and he's, like, you know, crazy. This is next level of him. So it's just super creepy, and there's, like, a scene, if you haven't seen it, spoilers, but there's a scene where there's, like, a man who's actually a dummy.
Yeah.
Where they rigged his spine to be a dummy. And so, I, like, blew my mind. Yeah. I was like, oh my god.
It was a weird twist ending, to say the least.
It was so good, though.
Yeah, and I will say the only thing I was disappointed... I did like the movie, but the only thing that disappointed me is I legit thought there was going to be, like, an evil doll.
No, it's just a crazy person.
Yeah, it's just a crazy person. So, good movie.
That was a good crazy person.
Yeah. So last up, I don't even actually have the actual copy that I want, but I found the prequel, so to speak, The Thing, which even this was not bad. I've only seen it once. We saw it in theaters, and I really think there should have been more practical effects, but whatever. We're not going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about John Carpenter's The Thing. So the funny thing about this movie is I legit saw this for the first time in class in high school. The teacher was Mr. Kovac's class, which I was in for 3 years, not because I failed. It just happened that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, each year for like Halloween, he would. I remember even having to like sign, like my parents had to like sign a form saying it was okay to watch it, and he would always have a video camera set up in the back for one particular scene, and it was the blood testing scene. So the second year, it was fun for me because I knew what was going on. Now the third year was the best because I was a teacher's aide for him, so it was a freshman class. Everybody were freshmen, so I'm like in the back with him, like while he's filming, just everybody jumped at the same time, and it was freaking great.
I love it.
But yeah, so it's weird to sit there and say I saw this movie in high school, in class.
Yeah, I watched it with my dad.
Yeah, this is probably my top favorite horror movie, I would say, and still today I think it holds up really well. I know Shane and I talked about it in another video, but the practical effects I think were just top notch. And the worst part I would say would be the dog, but I even brought that up because you can clearly tell the dog's fake when it's like transforming or whatever, but it's just so unsettling to watch that scene.
It's still really creepy.
Yeah, because in my mind I'm like, that thing is real. Like they built that thing and it's legit happening. So you can tell it's fake, but it's still like unsettling. But some of the other effects are just amazing, and yeah, I mean that's a movie I have not seen in a while, and it's probably because we don't own it.
Yeah.
So
we're looking for it.
Yeah, it's on my watch list now. So, but yeah, those are some of our favorite-ish horror movies, scary movies, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, maybe we'll do some more next year. I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to go back and watch because I didn't watch a whole lot of scary movies growing up. Not that I didn't like them, it just I don't know, as a kid they didn't appeal to me as much. So I'm trying to go back and watch like, especially like some underrated like B movies.
Yeah.
That like nobody talks about.
Yeah, that's how you find killer clowns.
It's true. Yes, which is a great movie. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun shit. And, yeah, be safe.
Yeah.
Don't do anything
Be happy.
I wouldn't do.
Bye.